Hello and welcome to a new video. So today I'm going to use Claude Code. Claude Code, again, I'm not sure like what you usually use, if you either use OpenAI, Codex, Claude Code. We are also probably going to use the Claude Code extension as well if we want to have a nice GUI VS Code, and so we can use our project in VS Code while using Claude Code through the extension, but that will be later. The first thing I need to do is to top up my credit. So I'm going to buy a new $5 credit because my balance is actually negative, minus 0.53. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to top up $5, or because I'm negative to 53, I need to do 5. I need to do 6 then. $6, that's okay, and I'm going to buy $6. The auto reload credits, I wouldn't recommend it necessarily because you might have bad surprises. Of course, you can check the amount of tokens it uses, but Claude Code at the moment is quite greedy. It uses a lot of tokens, meaning a lot of credits. So in my case, I'm not going to toggle that one on. I'm just going to keep this one, $6, and I'm going to buy $6 of credits for this project. Lovely, so now I have $547. So I'm ready to go. And it's funny, this one, it didn't clear that message. Probably I have to refresh the page manually to see, the error message gone. So now it's always good to have a look here and to track your tokens. You also have an extension on an open source extension to track your tokens, Claude Code, terminal. And it's quite handy because it helps you to use wisely the amount of tokens. I forgot which one it was. Anthropic, Claude Code, track tokens usage. Was it this one? Claude Code use monitor. Or maybe it was that one, I forgot. Oh yeah, it was this one. And this one is really good because even though the name is quite generic, it helps us to know how much we have spent already. And it's just like a nice health check. And that's why I would recommend you having that extension if you use Claude Code quite a lot. Just so you can monitor this as a sanity check. It's always good. It's a Python extension. And I will just close this one. Now we are all set. I will keep this one open so we can keep tracking our balance, remaining balance. Okay, so I'm going to create a workspace first, otherwise Claude Code will be confused if I'm on the main code or here I'm on my profile folder. So I have a code folder, but on my code folder I have 2 projects already, so I'm going to create a new one. It will be Coffee House mini app, mini ordering app. And so it will have access to that workspace. It's better to create a quick and nice and neat workspace first. As you can see, I'm using Ghosty. It's a emulator terminal. Ghosty, yeah, that one. I will go on Google here. So you can see an emulator terminal. It's really good. I really like it. That's why I'm using Ghosty. We did create a similar emulator in another video. So I was showing you in a previous video. If you look at my channel, I did another one also about Claude Code, and then another one about how you can create a ML first terminal emulator for you. So it's an AI terminal. I have it actually also it's ph console. I have it on my computer. ph7 console. Why ph7? Because my name is PH. I mean, Pierre Henry is my initial. So PH neutral. And that was my nickname when I was younger. And PH7, everybody was like calling me PH7, my friends, and still nowadays actually. And that's the reason why my terminal is PH7 console. Why I'm not using my own terminal and I'm using Ghosty instead? Well, it's because in this course I don't want to have problems that might be related to this terminal and not problems from the project we built. So just to make this course like more stable, like with less problems than it should be, because problems could also come from this terminal, I prefer to use a terminal that I'm sure it's really stable and a lot of people are using, which is Ghosty. So yeah, Ghosty terminal. Thank you. The creator, he's actually by himself. I forgot his name. He's also quite active on X, on the platform X. As you see now, I'm using a Comet for my browser. Yeah, it's him. Very talented engineer. Very, very talented. And he's also a lot on X. And he speaks about, not only about coding, but various different things. 10 years ago today, my friends are lucky enough to call. Oh yeah, he's with her founder. Really nice to see that. Yeah, so we close this and now we start working. I'm going to do a Claude update to make sure we are using the latest version. It doesn't have sufficient permission. Why? I'm going to reinstall this. It's probably because I have also Claude Code on my other user of my computer, perhaps. Local, okay, so now I can do enter. You can remove it manually later. Alright, okay. Going to do it now then. Otherwise it will never, oh yeah. And then I need sudo here. There's just a permission problem. Normally you shouldn't have it. It's just the way how it's installed for me. Well, now we have to install again. That's okay. I'm going to install it again. And then we should be all set. Oops. All right. Claude. Yes, proceed. You trust this file? Yes, I do trust it. All right, so this is a slash comments we have available. We can see we have agents as well. Clear, compact for a summary. We want cost. That's quite nice and quite important. And so far it's 0. Because we haven't built anything. So now I'm going to say build a mini coffee, a mini online ordering app. A lightweight, I would say instead. A lightweight online ordering app, ordering app using Flutter. So build a lightweight online ordering app using Flutter for iOS and Android, designed for a coffee shop called Pierre Henry Coffee. Pierre Henry with a TM Oh yeah, maybe not. Yeah, Pierre Henry's coffee. Café. Pierre's Café. Yeah. Users will be able to order fresh brewed coffees, flat white, espresso, short black, Americano, long black. What else? Cappuccino. What else? Iced coffee version, black and cafe au lait. So it's a latte actually. And finally, and some fresh baked pastries, healthy ones only. Perfect. The app should be super quick to use, less click for users, better it is, and it should have Apple Pay and Google Pay integration. The color of the app should be, I could speak actually instead, but should be, color of the app should be light brown, green, a little bit like nature, green, light pale yellow. Yeah, that's it. And let's see what it does. A online ordering app, that's super exciting. So now we can see it's using the tokens, it's thinking. And like I was mentioning just earlier, we can use our Claude Code VS Code extension as well. We can already open our project. No, it's not that one. Open folder. Code. Yeah, that was different project I was recording earlier. But our project is this one. Yeah. And yes, I trust the authors. And then we have Claude Code. I will close Copilot. And lovely. And then we can integrate with OpenAI. They have Codex, the app Codex Code. If you use OpenAI, this one. Yeah. I will look actually in the meantime I will use Comet. I will look for cappuccino. Oh yeah, my bad actually. I know I'm not Italian, but I missed one P. It's double P, but that's fine. AI will know, of course, that typo, and it will fix this for us. So on the menu, it should be cappuccino with double P and one C. And I think in my case, I had double C and one P. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. But what really matters to me is to have ideas of coffees available for us, for a cafe we just opened. Oh yeah, piccolo. That's usually in my case it's not a piccolo I have, but a ristretto. Doesn't show. Turkish coffee, also really good. Yeah, I like Turkish coffee. Irish coffee with a whiskey. I had quite a lot of them when I was young. I mean, like much younger when I was 18. Yeah, it's a nice one. For a cafe which just opened, so we can have idea. Give me a list of the best coffees that sell well. And now we are going to check here on back to our terminal on Claude Code. Do you want to proceed? Yes, and don't ask again for Flutter create comments. Yeah, I don't want Claude Code to ask me again about the Flutter create comments. So we are going to choose that option. And again, here we are going to do number 2. Awesome. Now we can go back here to commit. Cappuccino, I believe it depends of where, what country. In Europe, cappuccino is really common, but in Asia or in Oceania, cappuccino is not the most common one. Flat white, even though in Europe, flat white is not that common. In America, in Asia, and in Oceania, flat white is like top seller. Latte, yeah, long black, oh, only 6%. That's comes as a surprise. What I do like is, is the dirty matcha latte, or dirty chai. And it's funny because chai in India, it means a chai latte. No, chai means a coffee, I think. What means chai in India? It's popular beverage. What means chai in Hindi? Chai is a Hindi word. Yeah, tea. It means tea. So when we say a chai tea, it's like tea. Chai is not exclusive Hindi. Yeah. Alright. And here, a dirty chai latte, I would say. So dirty, it means with a shot of espresso. Normally, a matcha latte doesn't have coffee. And the same with a chai latte, it doesn't have coffee either. But when you make it dirty, it means you add a shot of espresso. Alright, so where we are here, yes, allow all edits. I will do option 2 during this session. And we are going to continue from there. Alright, so it's initializing our Flutter project with a color. So I mentioned something not too flashy, a bit pale yellow. This is the Google design materials, where they do have really nice palettes, like nice style guides. You can have a look. Yeah, material design, it's really cool resource. And even though now it's not maintained anymore, there was the CSS framework material UI. I think that was the name. Material color, something like this. Because I have used it in one of my Udemy course. Let's have a look quickly. I had to fork that one, so I should be able to find it. Materialize CSS. That's the one, Materialize CSS. And that one back in 2016, 2017, it was really good. And everybody was using this one. Now, unfortunately, Materialize CSS is not maintained anymore. I mean, unfortunately, there are better solutions out there. But at that time, Materialize CSS was like top notch, like really good. Alright, we still need to wait. In the meantime, I can refresh to see the remaining balance. 513. Right. So it's running. Yeah. But I'm confident the app will be amazing. like I'm not really comfortable coding Dart. That's why now I take the advantage of using Claude Code. But before I was mostly a software engineer doing React Native, and I added Swift and Kotlin and Java for Android and Swift for iOS. And then, yeah, React Native CLI and React Native Exponent. Like Expo is actually the short before the name Exponent React. That was the full name. Back in 2015, they were called Exponent, something like this. And now it's just Expo. It's the former name, yeah. Exponent. And now it's, yeah, Expo is just easier to say and to remember. But React Native, so you have React Native CLI, although now the official the documentation say to use Expo, but I really liked React Native CLI. I don't really like to depend. I mean, I don't like my project to depend too much on something else, and this is also what you have to be careful of. But yeah, Flutter, it's really good too. I really like React Native too. Like I'm a little bit in between. React Native is that I really understand everything, so that's better. And now it's nice because they use TypeScript. It's JavaScript ecosystem. You can use either JavaScript, TypeScript, or even other languages if you wish to, but that's the two main ones. With Flutter, using Dart is not very consistent for your project, because if your backend is coded in TypeScript, Node, and your frontend is also in TypeScript, it's nice to have your native apps in TypeScript too. And that's why normally you would use Electron if you want to have a desktop app to have everything in the same language. And so your Electron app will also use React and TypeScript, and the same for your frontend and for your mobile apps with React Native. You can use Story with JavaScript and React, but it will not be only JavaScript, because Story is with Rust. So it will have a mix of both Rust and React. But you can use React.js with Story, but not only. And the benefits of Rust is that it's super fast. And that's really an advantage. Rust is very good for performance. So yeah. Yeah, that's a demo project they show, but it will still have Rust on some files. But Tori is actually, I'm also a big fan of Tori. The video I was making for you, and that will also be published on my channel, about making the PH7 console project. Well, I'm using Tori. That's the course. There are a lot of hours of videos, and I'm speaking about Rust there. You see, it's funny, the icon here, I generated with Copilot, GitHub Copilot, that icon. It did a script for me, and it made everything possible with, what library was it? FFmpeg? No, it was, I forgot the library it uses, but it was very cool. I'm not sure if I published the script somewhere on my GitHub. Let's quickly have a look while we are waiting for Claude Code. Icons, or was it that one? Create icons. Oh yeah, it was that one actually. That was a Python script for creating the icon. And you see, very simply, and also it's using only image draw, image font. And with this script, very simple script, it built this icon. So it's actually very cool. With that single Python script, it's amazing. And that's my PH7 console terminal. If you're interested to, have a look. And again, that's the icon. But yeah, have a look to this project. I'm very proud of it actually, because it works. And having, I have actually a duplication here. Having a ML machine learning terminal with AI integrated, I think it's really handy. And it saves a lot of time. So yeah, like cannot wait to have your feedback. If you have anything you would like to share with me, of course, feel free to. Okay, we'll close this and let's have a look where we are at now. Oh, so it's nearly done. Minimal click user. Run the app now. On emulator. Oh, I only have Xcode. I don't have Android Studio. So install. So now next step, install Flutter. If not already, I will quickly check if I do have Flutter. I do. Yes. All right. And now Flutter pop-get to install the dependencies. Perfect. So we go into my project. Here I will go code and then coffee house. Perfect. And I will install the dependencies. Amazing. And then I need to run this one for iOS and Android. But Android, I will have to install Android Studio. Amazing. And you can see like we are nearly done, which is very good. Now I would like to publish it, to create a like this, an extension, a GitHub app you can install, and so Claude will raise a PR for you, a pull request. And also what I forgot to tell you about is the Claude.md, Claude Markdown file. It's a nice file where we want to structure our project and where we want to give history of things we want Claude to do and things we don't want to, and any explanation, anything needed. We would also clarify the project, the structure, the architecture of our project, and that will sit into a markdown file, Claude Markdown. We'll have a look actually if there is one now. Here, can you create a Claude Markdown? Let's be vague here and let's see what it will do. But the Claude Markdown file, it's very handy and it helps to structure and to give details about decisions we have done in the past, and it needs to know why we didn't go that way and why it shouldn't use that logic because we faced some issues in the past, or why we don't want to use that API and it should use this API instead. There are a lot of things we can mention. Okay, now you should do this and not that. It didn't work that way, and that's why we used that approach. And by having all of this history knowledge pieces inside of a Markdown Claude file, it's very handy, so that way Claude Code will know the previous decisions that have been made, and it will help to understand very well and better the project for us. Alright, so here's mostly the details. And we are going to, I'm going to go to GitHub. Oh, I need to, oh, I thought I was signed in. Okay, I will sign in, and I will probably also create a repository for it. Ensure create, I will do create. I can actually use VS Code for that, so it will not use too much of my credits from Claude. So here, if I open, we have that one opened. Create a git ignore for the project, but at the same time, yeah, maybe I will still do it here because the problem, compiler doesn't have much context yet about our project, so it might be less relevant. Here, it does have enough knowledge to know what should be inside of gitignore. You have the basic gitignore for any Flutter project, and then maybe a more custom one. Oh, perfect. So now I will do git init. Git, I will do ls first. I will open that one in my Finder. Lovely. Let me quickly show hidden files on Mac, because I cannot see any hidden files apparently. This Mac setup is still new, and so I don't have the time yet to set that one. Okay, so now normally it should show. Oh, it doesn't. Where is it? LSA? Yeah, it does have a git ignore. At least it's good. It's good to see that it does have a git ignore. I will yeah, not sure why that one didn't work. The comment is used for macOS. Apple show, yeah, boolean true, so it should show. Default true. Yeah, not too sure. Because when I reopen, it's still not there. Anyways, I will commit everything here. Git add everything. I have an alias actually, if you wonder. I do have, if we go to my ZSH, I use Z bash, and I have an alias for Git. So I just have to type GI or G for Git, so it's just faster. And then I have aliases for Git as well. If I do cat git config, git config. Yes, that's my aliases. And so I have ph for push, I have cm for commit. See, I have quite a lot of different aliases. And it's really good because that way it saves me so much time. It's so handy. Now we do initial coffee house version v1. Perfect. And I will log in. Yeah, I will log into my GitHub now. Now I'm creating my repository. It will be efficient tools here. And then here it will be, well, actually maybe not efficient tools. In this case, it's a coffee house, coffee snap, that repository. And then the name will be online ordering app for coffee shops. Minimalist, simple, and minimalist. Yes, perfect. I will. So it's a simple and minimalist online ordering app for coffee shops. As simple as this. Private for now. Here it's okay. We are not going to have a prompt for our project because we have it already. I will add this here. So I can already do a git push, and I will do upstream origin main. So we push our project, wonderful. And now if I use PR, we want, we saw the code, get comments from GitHub pull request. Let's see that one, because it's for comments. Let's see what it will do from there. I apologize, but I cannot complete the task as a command require in GitHub context with an active pull request. Okay, yes, at the moment, indeed, we don't. That's okay. We can, I will show it to you another time. And I'm going to see hook ID, memory model. Let's see if it submit the default one, 4.5, 315. This one cheaper? No, yeah. Let's just keep the default one for now. All right. Can you, if we check the project here, no iOS. Oh yeah, we need to fix this. Continue. Can you design an icon for the app that will be used in Apple Store and Google Play Store and give all of the required sizes? Alright, so that's the exercise now for Claude Code. And here, no macOS. Yeah, that's the error because I don't have it. I mean, it's only for iPhone for us. Flutter Doctor, yeah. If I go here, the devices will be none, I believe. And that's the problem in our case. macOS, perfect, no wireless device. Font, Flutter emulator to list and start any available devices. Yeah, and that's why we cannot run at the moment. Yeah, we will work on that after. But yeah, we are getting there. So that's our simple and minimalist online ordering app. Very exciting. Online ordering app. My bad, because for the keywords on GitHub, if you press space, it will just end the tag. So every time I was like pressing space key, and it was just like I wanted the app as a suffix. Flutter app. Then what else? Flutter coffee online ordering, coffee ordering app, coffee shop, coffee house, coffee shop like this. Yeah. Coffee shop app, coffee house app. Perfect. So we have nice keywords to start with. I can also have a coffee emoji here. Lovely, like this. And yeah, we are getting there. Here do number 2, because we don't want to have Claude Code to ask again. And we can check our remaining balance. It should be $4 something now. Let's see, yeah, $4.43. You see, it's eating a lot of credits quickly, especially if you work on a big open source project, a large code base. Like in my case, I have PH7 software, PH7 CMS, and that code base is very large. And I was thinking of asking Claude Code, an agent that could run for me automatically, to adapt that project into a modern code base, because that project, I built it. The very first version was 12 years ago. I did so many updates, of course. It's using PHP 8.1 now, 8.2. But the project was not designed for 2025 era. So when I started that project, I was still at the university studying computer science. And the project was very ahead for its time, but now it's not the case anymore. And I wanted to change the whole code base, but to keep like everything, like just to adapt to the project to a JavaScript React Native and React and backend TypeScript node. Or I could use backend with Next.js perhaps. So it would only use Next.js. And I was asking Claude, because it's nice to also use the LLM model to ask how to write better prompt. And that's a really good hack, is to ask the LLM model, how can I write a better prompt? And people usually don't really think of asking this. It's like when something doesn't work out and the LLM is always giving the same answer and it's not the right one. When we ask, can you try something completely, drastically different, a drastically different approach, usually then it will think out of the box. And that's the right way to go. So we can see now it has, icon requirements, and we have the icons. That's very cool. are the Google Pay. Is it Google Pay actually? Because I have an iPhone at the moment. Google Pay. Yeah, Google Pay and yeah, Apple Pay. It's very Apple Pay correctly integrated. Can you now make a last review of this final project? I asked two things here, but the first question was kind of small, and that's fine. Like, it's not. Normally, when we ask too much, it will get confused. But here, in this case, it's okay. And now, Claude Summit, it's powerful enough to understand and to break down the two questions quite well. But still nowadays, I would sometimes ask too many things in one prompt with Claude Sonnet, which is not a good idea. And it will just skip my second question, or it will not take into account. And there will be some problems there. Here it's like reviewing everything. So that's a good start. Checking everything, and we are nearly there. Tell me in comments if it was enjoyable. Like, do you use Claude Code normally? Do you use OpenAI Codex? Do you use something else completely different? There are so many options. Also, you can share with me in comments if you are using LLMV. VLLM. This one, VLLM. I'm not sure why I was, VLLM. And what's your feedback about it? Because I played a little bit with it, but I would like to know how you are using it, and yeah, what's your opinion, basically? Like, if you had a good experience or not with VLLM. It's really cool. I do agree now. It's I do like it, but yeah, I'm curious to share. I always like to share about different opinions, and yeah, to me, I feel like it's not there yet. It's not. I was expecting better, but that's okay. Like, yeah, it's fast enough, and yeah, it does well the job. But maybe in a few months' time, it will be excellent, probably. All right, so now it's creating the final project review, and it's basically creating a summary document. You can see here, and that's really nice with Claude Code, is showing the diff. You see this diff? I really like that, because that way we only code on the terminal. We don't have to use the GUI. We are not getting lost in VS Code. On the terminal, usually I'm more focused too. And you can see the diff. And now if you want to edit something, you can always use Nano, the built-in code editor. You can use Vim, you can use NeoVim, or you can use VS Code, of course, and to edit a file quickly on the fly. And yeah, that's the end of the project so far. We have done a really nice, where I can actually, do Shift Tab. But yeah, we have done a really nice journey, and I wish you all of the best. And yeah, I will see you in another video. I will finish my coffee in my case. Be focused, one project at a time. I know we can create so much. And do you want to edit? Oh. What is this? Alright, I wasn't expecting that. Did I do something? Not sure. Payment configuration. Oh, it's using the function instead. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, I see. So it uses the... It's nice to not have duplication. Yeah, anyways, be focused. We can create so much with today's AI tools, but at the end of the day, it's about solving real and painful problems. And if we just create project for shit and gigs and we don't go further, we will not learn much. It's also about researching and learning and knowing what works best for you. And I wish you a happy AI coding journey. Oh, by the way, I know actually this was a valid change. It added the change there. We couldn't see it on the terminal, but the change was there. And that was the two function. We have this one. In our case, we can remove all of this because it did create a function already for us. And if we look here, we have the environment here. And so we can just call get Google Pay config, and we can call the get Apple config as well, instead of reusing this here. So for this, I will use Claude Code extension. So it's a good way to practice and not using again our terminal. And I will say we have duplicated code inside of the checkout screen. So that's our screen inside of. Can you use and the name is here, config, can use the get Apple Pay and the get Google Pay config functions from, and the name is payment config.dart to be used inside of our checkout.dart file. And so my bad. I was supposed to do agent mode here. Or edit automate. So it will edit automatically. The other one, actually, it will ask you first before editing. Here, it's okay. We want Claude to be autonomous and to do it for us. And so now it's editing it for us. And you see, that's the way how Claude Code VS Code extension is working, and it's working very well, actually. Done. And I believe the way how Claude Code VS Code extension is working, it's so much better and cleaner than VS Code Copilot, and also better than Cursor. I have used Cursor and GitHub Copilot a lot, and I definitely like better Claude Code extension. And just, I don't know, the way it works, the way it behaves, it's cleaner, nicer, and more elegant. And now we can see, if we go back to our checkout screen, and if we look for the get Apple Pay, it's using it. Let's see actually on the div here. Yeah, it removed this. That's nice. But the div looks a bit different than what we had, no? Final, oh, actually here it's because it was creating a constant get payment, centralized config, and then it was calling. Okay, no, it's actually kind of the same. But here it's using the function directly right inside of the payment configuration from JSON string. So yeah, that's actually exactly the same, because you can see here the variable Google Pay config, Apple Pay config. It's the same when we look at the div before Apple Pay config, Google Pay config. It's just that there it created two Dart constants with the final keyword, and here it's using it directly inside. I believe that the previous approach was a little bit cleaner, and we can actually ask this inside of Claude Code. What about storing them into constants like following to keep things cleaner? And we suggest, and so it will think and it will regenerate for us a cleaner way. And that's also a good way of using Claude Code, is that way, by asking suggestions and by improving our code. We are the pilot and Claude Code is the copilot. And if we believe it's not good, it duplicates code, it's not efficient, it's not very performant, it slows down, it may so slows down our program, it may not scale, then we should say that. And awesome, now this is done. So if I do git AP, so AP is my alias for, I will actually show it to you again, git config. And if we look at my alias, AP, to happen to add and then the P flag. And if you're interested, you can go to my gist ph-7, ph-7, and then here you should see my git config should be somewhere. Yes, there. And you can copy it, and so you will have all of the aliases. I have it also in a .files folder. I mean, inside of a .files repository. You can have a look on my GitHub .files, and you will be able to find it, and you can clone it and then use my .files to be more efficient. Lovely. So now we can commit all of this, and we can generate a commit message as well, thanks to GitHub Copilot in this case. And we are nearly there, so super exciting time. That's our commit. And now we can commit that, and we can just make sure we are all good, all set. We are going to commit the assets folder. So we have the generate icon. We can also commit that one. Icon design SVG. Wow, I like it. Pierre's, yeah. That's kind of a nice icon. What do you think about it? And the P there? Yeah, add generate icon script, perfect. And then there, what was the diff? I will close this for now. Oh, that's a new file. All right. The README. I will add the README for the icon. Yeah. I will just quickly check actually what that troubleshoot. Oh yeah, it explains how we can generate the icons as well. To install the dependencies. Yeah, that's useful. So it's a README inside of a folder, inside of the assets icon folder. And now I have the lib config, and there we have all that where it came from, the payment config Dart. I couldn't see properly, oh yeah, it came from config. But yeah, that's the one we use. Then payment config, oh yeah, it's coming from config. Okay, good to know. Yeah, of course we need to commit that. I'm going to commit this. I do it manually, as you can see, but I could just add the file from the VS Code GUI interface instead. It's just, you know, like, I'm so used to use the terminal. That's why, and yeah, it's all done. We can just do git push, and we are all set. So exciting. And one more thing I wanted to share with you. So we have Claude MD. That's the file we generated. The Claude project, very important for Claude Code, and we can mention to read from there, and it will know what to do. And then we also have a .claude folder with the settings, and that's just some settings you can set. And if you look at the documentation here, the official documentation, it will speak about a setting file. In our case, it's a local file, but we can also have a global one. And so we can just guide Claude with some of the permissions, what it needs to do next. And it's just helping Claude to behave with the right permissions and the right behavior we want Claude to meet. And that one should also be committed, because unless, the local one, perhaps not really. If each local engineer, you work with a team and some want to have different settings, then it shouldn't be committed and you should just have a settings.json instead. But now, if you want everybody to have the same and you are fine with that, then you can commit also the settings.local file. And lastly, our project is actually quite good. We have the Android folder. We should have the iOS folder. I think we didn't generate the iOS. Oh yeah, it's here. My bad. I'm blind. Yeah, that's the iOS folder. For our iOS project, we can open inside of Xcode, and the same for Android. We can open it inside of Android Studio. Then we have the lib folder, and that's all of the files we have, and the config file, that was the last file we committed. And yeah, it looks really good, looks really neat. So you can play around, I will make it public, this repo. So you can also have a look inside of the code base, and then you can also fork the project by adding new features. You can ask now, your task could be asking Claude Code to add more options, so to make it for kebab or to make it for sandwiches instead of coffee. It will be an online ordering app for burrito, for yogurt, frozen yogurt. It would be for milkshake, for bubble teas, it can be for so many different things instead of coffee. And yeah, you see, it's just unlimited. Like, there's no limit where and what you can build. The only limit is the limit in there, your imagination, your creativity, but everything can be possible. So just do it. And I wish you a happy AI journey once again.